Okay, tonight then, Madison Square Garden, the holy grail of professional wrestling. That is a fact. This is where everybody wants to wrestle in a main event. And tonight, 10 people get the chance on Monday Night Raw.
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm always on my own. Can anyone just catch me before I drown? Can anybody make me feel like I'm not the stranger tonight?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode number 44 of the network save that is the 04 War. Last week was it was horrible show Monday Night Raw had. For some reason, I thought it was good. I sound like Vince there, but Smackdown won the week after an all-time low. Can we have an all-time high tonight? Because that is what is wanted tonight, I tell you that much. Big 10-man tag in the main event of Raw. Some good stuff on Smackdown, so it's hang fire for Smackdown. I'm excited for what he's got coming. If you're excited, drop a video, drop the video, a like, subscribe to the channel for a whole lot more. And let's get going. Monday Night Raw, Madison Square Garden, Smackdown, Madison Square Garden, Unforgiven on the horizon. Okay, Monday Night Raw looks to bounce back from the 83 last week. And tonight we are in the home of professional wrestling, Madison Square Garden. So yeah, we need a good show. On the pre-show, Chris Masters gets a win over Rosie, making him tap out to the Master Lock for a 41. Pretty good. Rosie 43, Masters 32. Fine. Also on the pre-show, tag action. TNA got a win over Kidman and Funaki for 66. Very good here. Kidman 65, Test 65, A-Train 64. Pretty good pre-show. I mean, it has no Maven because Maven was going to lose to Chris Masters and he complained, so enjoy catering, kid. But hey ho, 66, pretty good. TNA are a solid tag team.
Yeah, you built them up very well. Very well.
I mean, if they were on SmackDown, they'd probably be tag champs if we're honest, but hey ho.
I am not dignifying that with a response.
Okay, let's open the show with the music of John Bradshaw Layfield. He comes to the ring with something underneath something covered up, right? There's something covered up in the ring, and he's here to reveal his plan, his way to beat The Undertaker at Unforgiven. He's figured it out. He knows what to do. Gong. Taker comes out, comes walking to the ring ready for a fight when JBL whips off the cover, and under the cover is the urn. 97, we're back, boys, we're back. Come on. JBL reveals the urn and he holds it up to The Undertaker, who falters. His face goes, ironically, dead. And he drops to one knee and does the Undertaker pose as if it's Paul Heyman holding the urn. He is magnified by this urn again. It's Taker in the urn. You know, you get the point. I don't need to go through too much. JBL has got hold of the urn somehow, and he takes advantage to nail the Undertaker with the urn in the head. Right? That's what he does. Taker is down. You can see blood trickling from Taker's face. JBL leaves with the urn, and finally Taker snaps out of his little problem and sits up. Blood trickling down his face. JBL may have just found a big equalizer against Taker.
Always is. It's always against Taker. If you want to control him, get the urn.
And JBL is a man with means, so yeah, of course he
methods and means, yes.
97, good start to the show. Backstage, there's a bit of a problem. We are getting ready for a street fight, but I'm hearing that the fight may have already started, kind of. Jamie Noble takes a steel chair to the British Bruisers. Dave Finlay is destroyed, his shoulder destroyed. He will not be able to be at ringside, but he also softens up William Regal. 70 for this. Very good. Thank you, Jamie Noble. The king of the pre-show, king of the steel chair now. He basically takes out Finlay, which means that Regal and Big Show, there'll be no Dave Finlay interference, that's for sure. And it's street fight time on Fight Night Raw at Madison Square Garden. You gotta love that.
Yeah, I mean, were you even planning to have a Madison Square Garden? Is it
No,
just
no, it worked out that way, didn't it?
it set up quite nicely, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it worked out. Okay, we're going to kick off then with a street fight, kick off the in-ring action. Street fight, William Regal, Big Show for an 88. For a mid-card match, which is what this is, that is top-notch. 86 from Regal, 92 from Big Show. There are times when there's a definite lack of psychology. Nah, Regal, get out. But Regal and Big Show had good chemistry, as we found out 2 weeks ago. So we've run it back, done the rematch in a street fight, and it's paid off. Choke slam from the Big Show defeats an already weakened William Regal, remember. Big Show wins, which means you would think that our knockout artists are very much coming back for their tag team championships. Good start to the show so far.
Yeah, I mean, it said back to form, you would say, wouldn't it?
Back to form at 88. Let's see how the rest of the shows. But that's a good opening match. I'll take it. We're going to end this segment, by the way, with the knockout artist in the ring over William Regal holding the tag titles high, basically. Just to make it clear, they are after the titles again. Backstage, John Cena cuts a promo for 79 on his on his challengers tonight. Will it be Chavo Guerrero? Will it be Rey Mysterio? The tournament final is tonight. In fact, it's in just a moment. John Cena says he can't wait to find out who he's going to face at Unforgiven because he knows that whoever it is will have earned his shot. So he will give them maximum respect. But quite simply, whoever it is, boys, Unforgiven, if you want some, come get some. 79. Cena could do better than that. It's okay, but Cena could do better than that. Into the GM's office we go there before the match because JBL has been summoned by Randy Savage for an 89. As you can see, Savage says, what you did earlier tonight, you know what? It was, if I respected you, I'd almost call it clever. But it may not have been that clever because your match now against The Undertaker at Unforgiven will be a first blood match. JBL has made Taker bleed tonight. If he can do it again, he'll beat the Undertaker. But Taker, you expect, will be, if you excuse the pun, out for blood. 89, good backstage segment again. We're rolling. We are back to form here. This is a good show so far.
Yeah, good show. That's fun. So see if it can continue. Let's find out.
All right, tournament final time. Chavo and Rey. Who's going to Unforgiven? Your winner and new number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Chavo Guerrero for an 82. Okay, pretty good match. Actually, a very good match for these two. Chavo, 75. 81 for Rey Mysterio. I'll be interested to look at their match history because obviously we've done this match a few times. I think the timing had between us last doing this match and now has worn off, so we can do it again. But I wonder if this is their best match of the save between these two. Anyway, Chavo wins, beats Rey Mysterio by pinfall, following interference from Ric Flair. Now, Flair took Mysterio out after his round one victory. Rey has found a way to the final, and he looked like he'd get the job done again, but Ric Flair just cannot let that happen. Dastardly Ric Flair.
Well, he's the dirtiest player in the game. It's what he does. It's what he does.
82. Now it sets up Chavo and John Cena at the pay-per-view, but also Rey and Ric Flair can continue their feud, which I am very happy with how it's gone so far. Post-match, John Cena comes out for a handshake to John Cena, offers him ultimate respect, but he gets attacked from behind by Matt Morgan. Stu said he likes the idea of the big boot coming into play, which I've not got an issue with. Morgan brought the segment down to only a 78. It wasn't enough quite star power for Matt Morgan, but Cena tried to carry it. Chavo did pretty well, 78. Considering Matt Morgan's involved, I'll take it.
Yeah, shit. Very good. But yeah, not more to say about that one. It's very good there. So it's obviously see where that goes next couple of weeks. But yeah, good stuff.
We cut to backstage where Rey Mysterio is being helped to the medical room when he's asked a question by the interviewer about Ric Flair, and Rey fired up now. 92, good promo from Rey Mysterio. We'll tell Ric Flair that you may be the dirtiest player in the game, but you've unlocked something inside me, Rey Mysterio. Let me tell you something, Flair. Revenge is coming, and I will prove that you're no longer the man, because I am the best in the world. And guess what? That starts tonight. You think you've took me out of this 10-man tag? See you in that ring. Rey Mysterio wants revenge on Ric Flair. 92. That's probably Rey's best promo of his career then.
Well, probably not. I mean, that's a bit harsh.
I mean, Rey's not a promo guy, if we're honest.
No, it's not, is it? It's kind of always been his healing ability. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, at least say it's the best of the set he's done in his set.
I think it is. I don't know. Backstage, Kane is warming up for his match with Samoa Joe when overcomes The Undertaker with a dried up cut on his forehead now. For only an 82, okay. The Brothers of Destruction just have a little moment backstage where they acknowledge that they both got business to attend to. Taker has got business to attend to with JBL and part of the tag match, but Kane and Samoa Joe, just a little nod to be like, look, we split them, obviously, but they're still brothers. They've got each other's back if needed. And these two monsters are ready for a big fight night on Fight Night Raw. 82 is weird for this. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, especially about Taker, that's basically for a long time, like, was consistently your highest score by far. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because you could say Kane, but that's really harsh because he's really high score. Could it be because you put Joe as off screen? Maybe.
Might be Joe bringing it down, but we'll find out because Kane and Samoa Joe is next. Two big Goliaths, two monsters, and he gets a 64. It's lower than it should be, actually. Kane 80, good performance from him. Samoa Joe 69. I would imagine the finish has brought it down. And as you can see, Samoa Joe is disqualified. It says attacking rage. What actually happens is Samoa Joe takes a Samoan strap to Kane. He has a Samoan strap at ringside and he wallops Kane with it, causing the disqualification. 69 from Joe and Kane 80 is good. So when they have a proper match, it might actually be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean...
It's more of an angle than a match, if we're honest.
Yeah, maybe this score's low because you obviously didn't... You still didn't give the match time to breathe, even with the finish.
Yeah,
so
it's a short match with a non-finish. Like I say, more of an angle, but 64 is fine. And post-match, Samoa Joe takes the Samoan strap, wraps it around the throat of the Big Red Machine, and Kane passes out. Samoa Joe chokes out Kane, and he manhandles the Big Red Machine like seemingly no one has ever done before. Samoa Joe has, you could almost argue, already destroyed the ego of Kane. 78, very good segment for these two.
I mean, 100%, yeah. I mean, it's in like that if like the commentators are just stunned of what Samoa Joe just did.
Well, Joe and Kane will continue their feud, and yeah, I don't think we're going to do it on the pay-per-view, but as a TV feud, it kind of makes a lot of sense. So we will see. John Cena gets another promo tonight. 2 promos from Cena tonight. This time on Chavo and Matt Morgan for a 73, a similar level to earlier. Cena is going to say he wants Matt Morgan next week. He's going to speak to Randy Savage, and he wants one specific stipulation, because he doesn't want Matt Morgan getting in the way of what could be one of the matches of the year. John Cena's going to hype this up, right? We're going to overhype it at this point. Cena and Chavo, he doesn't want Matt Morgan getting himself involved. So if Cena beats Morgan next week, he wants Morgan banned from ringside. Just a logical storytelling step, you know?
And apparently in wrestling, it's like a thing that you have to, like, you don't get enough, you would think, right?
Yeah.
A story that makes logical sense. But
let's see how that goes. 73. Right, the following contest is for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Daniel Bryan's first defense of the title since winning it at SummerSlam, and it's against the version 1 himself, Matt Hardy, who will walk out champion, your winner, and still Cruiserweight champion for 74. Wow. Matt Hardy and Daniel Bryan have brought it big time, but Bryan retains the title. Bryan 73, Matt Hardy 57. I said off recording that if this got a sort of 60, I'd be happy. I thought it'd get like a 55. Both men have brought it here.
mean, I was off. I put I think we talked about it, sort of like 64, 63. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be Daniel Bryan. Look at that, 73. Impressive. That's impressive.
57 from Hardy as well. Better than his pop. Very good from him. They work together really well. And Daniel Bryan does win with a cattle mutilation. Matt Hardy forced to tap. And yeah, very hot crowd. Good road agent work. It was even penalised for low heat. So God knows what it could have been. But really good match. Post-match, Daniel Bryan holds the title high, selling the exhaustion of a hard-fought battle, and he even applauds Matt Hardy, who slowly gets to his feet. That does not go well for Matt Hardy. He doesn't like that. 71, good segment. And Matt walks out of the ring very unhappy at what he considers as mocking Matt Hardy. That's how Matt Hardy's going to take this. He's going to take it as that he's been mocked. Bryan means it full respect. But Matt Hardy will not take it lying down. This is not over.
Yeah, but if you get scores like that,
why should it be over? Yeah,
I know.
Okay, before the main event, Evolution. I'm going to cut a promo for a 95. Very good. We are back this week. Fuck LA. I have. It's all about New York. I'm telling you.
There's the marketing campaign for the next season.
Yeah, this is quite a simple promo. All three of the men are walking to the ring when they're stopped, and they discuss the big 10-man tag. Ric Flair says, "You know what? Rey Mysterio could talk about revenge. All I'm going to talk about tonight is the fact that Rey Mysterio is going to leave this arena with a broken leg." Ric Flair is out for Rey Mysterio. Batista is going to be next on the mic. He's going to tell everyone in that match, whether it's Taker, Styles, Michaels, Cena, or Rey Mysterio, you are looking at the toughest man on Monday Night Raw. And then over to the WWE Champion Randy Orton, who's going to talk about Shawn Michaels, because it's Shawn and Orton in a rematch at Unforgiven. And Orton says, "You know what? We've learned over the last 2 weeks. Shawn Michaels can keep coming, and Shawn Michaels will keep coming. I get it, but he can keep coming because every time he comes at Evolution puts Shawn Michaels down, and tonight will be no different." 95, Evolution are at the top of their powers now on Monday Night Raw. Let's see if they can bring it in terms of a 10-man tag. 10-man tag is going to be Evolution, all three of them, teaming with JBL and Booker T against AJ Styles, The Undertaker, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, and Rey Mysterio. A 10-man star power tag worthy of Madison Square Garden. Now, bit of housekeeping. I mentioned on last week's recording that it was meant to be AJ and Booker T in Falls Count Anywhere tonight. I got my weeks mixed up. I was supposed to say 2 weeks. So that is happening next week. Can they hold it together for a big 10-man Fight Night Raw main event? Before the main event. Well, they don't quite hold it together. 94 for this, by the way. AJ brawls with Booker T at the entrance. So you have Evolution make their entrance first. You have JBL out next. Then Booker T is making his entrance when he's attacked by AJ Styles, leading to a wild referee pull-apart brawl type thing as we head to break. They try and get control because the match will happen by order of Randy Savage. But these two, I don't think they care about wins, losses, pinfall, submissions. They just care about beating the hell out of each other. That's a really good segment rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this match turns out next week. If they're getting that in segments, wonder what the match is going to be like next week. So,
obviously, this is Madison Square Garden. We are over more than ever here. But let's see how this 10-man tag does. This, like we said last week, Smackdown, by the way, how was the best match that he could put on. And I'm not saying this is the best match I can put on, but this is all my star power, basically, all in one match. So let's see how it does. 10-man tag. Main event, Madison Square Garden, for a 96. It's good. It arguably could have been better, if I'm honest, but I can't complain at a 96.
Well, when you're getting people basically, I mean, from what I see, the lowest score you've got is a 84.
84 from Batista. AJ Styles put in an 85. Wow. No, Randy Orton put in 82. The lowest is the champ. Orton's took that title and he's been dogging it ever since. Fuck.
No, you know what he's done? He's embraced the an older Norton ways. He's slow and methodical, so he doesn't put as much. He's still good at what he does, but he doesn't put as much effort.
I am getting frustrated by it, I will say. Take of the best of the lot, no surprise, 98. Good performance from Shawn Michaels, 96. JBL and John Cena, both at 91. Ray, 90. Booker T, 88. Flair, 85. And like we said, Styles, 85. Batista, 84. Orton, 82. Top talent, top match. And the win goes to Rey Mysterio. He may have lost the tournament final, but tonight, here at Madison Square Garden, he stands tall and pins Ric Flair one more time. That is now 2 pinfall victories Rey Mysterio has over the Nature Boy. Best in the world? Maybe?
I mean, nice. Wow. It feels like last week was a distant memory with these kind of scores, right?
We're not quite done though, because post-match, well, I should actually talk about other things in the match. I was thinking about it. So Booker T and AJ, of course, they brawl away. Of course they do. They brawl up the stands and out of the arena. But so did JBL and the Undertaker. They go up through the ramp. They can't keep their hands to themselves, so to speak, leaving Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio and John Cena against Evolution. And at this point, Evolution just can't quite get the job done. They've had a good couple of weeks, but tonight, on this night, the babyface power is too much. And Rey Mysterio gets a 619 and a West Coast pop to pin Ric Flair. Post-match, Randy Orton and Batista escape up the ramp thinking Ric Flair is with them, but oh no, Ric Flair's not, because the baby faces have got Ric Flair. It's Madison Square Garden. We're going to go home happy. Ray hits a 619. Cena hits an FU. Shawn Michaels hits a sweet tune music. They raise each other's hands to end the show. 100 rating segments. The fans go home happy. I'm happy. We actually could be on for an all-time show here.
Another one. God.
What was it? 96 or 97 at best?
7.
I don't know. It might not get that, but this is up there. A 96 main event. We had an 89 early. We've had a couple of 99s. 95 in there.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I think I don't know if it would happen, but it's got to be a mission statement by the end of this save. It might be impossible. We've got to try and get at least a 99 or 100 show.
We want it. Let's see what Raw gets this week. We're back. Madison Square Garden. Monday Night Raw. Fight Night Raw gets a 97. It's the joint best show ever to save. Talk about a comeback. Talk about a bounce back from last week.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, right? If I'd have booked Kane and Samoa Joe as a proper match with a few more minutes, I think we'd have beaten it.
Possibly, but again, it's not what you booked.
It's hard to know. But what a show! Wow, everything was good. Everything was good.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things. Like last week, it wasn't hitting. Nothing was hitting. This week, everything was hitting.
Yeah. Fight Night Raw. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, when you've got a main event like that,
I knew I was going all in on the main event.
It would take something spectacular for that to not hit the level it hit. But yeah, I mean, and also, to be fair, if I was Madison Square Garden, I'd be very disappointed if you weren't putting on a show like that at Madison Square Garden. So 97 for a Madison Square Garden show. Yeah, very good. So, yeah.
Pressure's on the Blue Brand, who are also in Madison Square Garden this week. So, let's see what they can do.
Yeah. Bit of pressure back in there.
Okay, 97 to be, but we're back in MSG, the holy grail of professional wrestling. Sorry, Tony Khan, it's not anywhere in Chicago. Smackdown then, what can it do? On the pre-show, this is a match that was originally planned for the main show, but we had to bump it due to time. Gail Kim gets a win over Jacqueline for a 63. Very good match.
Yeah, it's no surprise there, because Gail Kim is kind of... I want to really push her, to try and see if I can get up. Everyone says Gail Kim's one of the best women's professional wrestlers of all time, but in WWF or E, they've never really proved it. So in this save, I'm trying to make sure that happens. But Yeah, 63 again. It would have been a good solid match on the main show, but I think I done what I always do with these kind of saves and overbook. It's what my thing. But yeah, I mean, good level 62. I think that's I wouldn't say a similar level to the women's champion Leo. I think she gets one of them 60s, mid 60s.
Yeah,
So I think
it's very good actually. It's very good.
So Gail Kim's getting there. It's a long road, but she's getting there.
And it's
So,
one of those things where we'll probably use the pre-show here and show earlier tonight's footage of Gail Kim beating Jacqueline later on in the show. It's probably the best way to say you do it. Also on the pre-show then, the Dudleys beat La Resistance for a 64. Bubba Ray beating Salvan Grenier with a cut.
Yeah, to show so much.
Hello. Devon Dudley on the pre-show with a 75.
What is going on? I mean, I'll take it, but yeah, this one was kind of a situation of just this was a. I've probably done this match 1,000 times, but I just wanted to double check that it's still good enough to be on the main show if I want to put it on there. Mm-hmm. And obviously, this kind of proves it does. 64 good. I mean, 75. But what is going on with Devon Dudley? I'm tempted to put him in a singles match, see if he could produce it in that, but I doubt it. But yeah, everyone looks good. I'm happy with that. I mean, I just maybe it might be a match I can put on my main show at some point. I just wanted to double check to see if it still holds up. It could be on the show. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Testify, brother. Okay, kicking off the main show with the World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle, who believes he should be the only champion on Smackdown. And a certain Lance Storm has a problem with it. 99, what a great start for the show.
Kurt, we won't be having any of those random that show a couple of weeks ago. I mean, madness. But yeah, so this one is... Yeah, so this one we're kind of like the idea that Kurt he's in the ring, and he's just basically... He just wants to show... ever since he's become world champion, he's kind of been, as you expect, Kurt thinks he's on top of the world. No one can touch him, and this is his show. And he thinks, and obviously he kind of resents someone like Lance Storm being a champion because he's the only champion that should be on this show, type thing. And kind of reminds the Smackdown. I don't want to say Smackdown universe. That's a bit on the nose. They've been using that in 04, but kind of just going, I'm going to be champion for a long, long time. And yeah, and obviously sets up Lance Storm, comes out and just like resents, kind of like playing down his title accomplishments, how hard he did to win that title, and to sit there and say that he's a nothing champion and he's the only champion he takes exception to that. So Lance Storm challenges him to a match tonight, and obviously Kurt's like, because he still kind of looks down Lance Storm, that could be a very costly mistake possibly, and he's like, yeah, okay, go on. Like he accepts it because he looks down on Lance Storm. So he thinks it's going to be another easy win for the world champion. So, yeah, but basically sets up big match later on.
Champion versus champion, a Vince McMahon special main event of SmackDown in MSG. Probably worthy of the venue. Okay, also we're going to start the show, well, with another promo as such. Backstage this time, CM Punk cuts a promo on his opponent for this evening, Chris Jericho, for a 77.
Wow.
Very good promo from the voice of the voiceless.
I know. I got to be honest. I'm really impressed by that. It's been very impressed by CM Punk. No surprise, but obviously in 04, it's not there just yet. But this one I just want to put a simple promo. This might be a kind of weird to do when obviously it's the early 2000s, but I think CM Punk could probably put it off. Is the idea of him talking about hating people like Rikishi, Chris Jericho, people that are past, from the past, relic of the 90s or something like that, that kind of stuff. And kind of like getting all this TV time when someone like me, a man, that's a man that's straight edge, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that stuff. I'm a purest wrestler you ever find. And I don't even barely get looking or any TV time. So that ends tonight. By the end of the night, you will remember the name CM Punk. Let's
find out if we do 77 Punk and Jericho. What can I do for the match? Let's find out. Wow. Wow. a 92. Chris Jericho puts in a 95. Punk's at his level at a 68, but the good chemistry between the two, good storyline between the Heyman guys and his babyface team. CM Punk, you know what? He doesn't even have a clean finish. Jericho wins by disqualification. CM Punk gets frustrated at not being put away. The old relic, Chris Jericho, so goes and grabs a steel chair, ends in a DQ. Stu, a 92, that is not what you were expecting in a very, very good way.
I mean, I was expecting like someone to score similar score, maybe a bit like an 80, maybe possibly best option. Like it's obviously 78, probably because of Punk's level. But yeah, wow, how has that got? Like, is it just a chemistry thing, or maybe like
chemistry's boosted it? Good road agent work from Jerry Briscoe, hot crowd, and look, these two guys are very, very good in the ring. It's boosted each other. Jericho's on fire now again. 92. Wow.
I think I'm shocked just how good that is going. Wow, 92.
Madison Square Garden loves them some Chris Jericho tonight. And as we say, CM Punk, fed up of Jericho not being able to stay down, so to speak, and gets a steel chair, ends in disqualification. Post-match, those Juice, well, CM Punk is going to continue the beatdown of Chris Jericho, but he's not going to be alone.
Yeah, again, that's the kind of score I was expecting the other match, I think, but it's kind of, but yeah, this one kind of, it said CM Punk beating down Chris Jericho after the loss. The world's greatest tag team comes out for with the help, obviously coming down for the beat, for the assist. And I like the idea that CM Punk's like, "What are you guys doing here?" Like, I have this covered. I have this going. They're like, "Well, what? You should do part of our team type thing. You should do part of the Extreme Alliance." That I keep forgetting. I named that, didn't I? But yeah, I did. But no, I'm not ashamed of that name. It's a cool name. But yeah, and it's like they forget that, but then CM Punk doesn't like it, but he wants to send a message to CM Punk's not CM Punk's Chris Jericho, so he keeps doing it. And obviously no support here at this point, because obviously Jericho, ironically, I don't think as much support as liked in the back the locker room, so it's no surprise no one's there to help him. So yeah, and obviously the Extreme Alliance stand tall at this occasion. But yeah, I like the idea that the world's greatest tag team come down, but CM Punk doesn't really want them there, but he'll accept their help for now. But there's some tension there that I kind of like.
Absolutely some tension. Speaking of tension, Christian cut a promo on Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie Guerrero isn't in the mood for talking another 99 segment between the promo king and the former world champion.
I gotta be honest, I'm actually really excited to see where the show goes now.
I mean, 97 to beat's tough. I tell you what, if you get a 95 or a 96, you would have won any other week but this week. So let's see what happens.
I mean, honestly, if I just get, I'm still up for that 97, but this is going well at the moment, so it's positive thinking.
Going very well so far.
But
yeah.
But I mean, this one Christian, I just like the idea of him kind of just talking about, something like, again, like last week, like, why is that Eddie Guerrero? It's like, he's not on my level, he's not on my league. And obviously, he's, the reason he lost that world title is he's just not good enough. He's not even at my level. And obviously, this is kind of a short promo, but I like the idea that basically, like, he says that, and all of a sudden, like, like when someone comes out the shot off the camera.
Yeah. And
just, oh my God, like, I like the idea, like, he's just about to speak, and he's, oh my God. Then it's obviously got Eddie Guerrero with a lead pipe, just because, why not? I could see it. It's Eddie Guerrero. And, a lead pipe, and I like the idea that basically, like, he's basically, like, Christian's running, like, as JR would say, like a scalded dog. Running away, and obviously Eddie's in pursuit. So Eddie's had enough of what he said, and he wants to teach him a lesson tonight. So this could be. So I've got a feeling that Christian's going to be. He's got to do some hard work to try and get away from Eddie. He's on the hunt.
I feel like we won't have heard the last of this later. We'll see what later on in the show brings. Now, this was where we were supposed to have a Gail Kim promo ahead of the Gail Kim Jacqueline match, and then that happened. But obviously we bumped that to the pre-show. So I believe we should go straight in to a School of Hard Knocks promo. Let's see if we did it right. Indeed, we did. School of Hard Knocks promo on Billy and Chuck for a 55. Rhino is in the mood for a fight tonight.
Yeah, pretty much. And just simple one with just like what I put School Hunt talking about how they're the best tag team going. And like kind of bigging themselves up because obviously.
Sorry, I didn't know the British Bruisers were on SmackDown.
Oh my! If only we could have one of those matches at a certain pay-per-view. Maybe. No, but it's what heel tag teams do. They're tag champs. They're bigging themselves up. They talked about how like everyone underestimated him for ages, and now look at us. No one can touch us. And obviously Rhino. I like the idea that it's Hardcore Holly saying this, and Rhino's kind of in that kind of zone at the moment where he's like. He wants, like you could basically when someone wants to fight, it's like he's pacing back and forth. His eyes are bulging, like he wants to hurt someone tonight. And unfortunately, yet again for Billy Gunn, he's up. His time is up. I'm tempted to say
you keep bullying him. Basically, is what you're saying.
But it does look like
Billy
that.
Gunn has, in terms of in game, just come back from an injury. Billy Gunn and Rhino, well brawled. Let's see what he gets. 74, very good. Rhino wins with the gore.
I mean, it's the idea. Yeah, look at 79, but Rhino.
Wow, well, Rhino is a brawler. Maybe he'll join the British Bruisers one day if he can put on a British accent.
The only way that will happen is if your team comes over to SmackDown. So.
Well, we'll see. 56 for Billy Gunn isn't bad at all either, and it's the way to build towards a tag match. Tough for the titles, you would think, between the School of Hard Knocks and Billy and Chuck. Really good, solid mid-card match. Yeah,
everything seems to be working well at the moment, so let it continue. That's what I say.
Absolutely. Post-match, we're going to go backstage because Eddie is definitely looking for Christian, and Christian is looking for a way out for a third 99 rated segment of the night. I'm starting to sweat a little here. Surely not.
Honestly,
if your main event gets a 99 or 100, you may get this.
That's high. I don't know, but it's looking good.
It's looking very good.
So the way this works, this is kind of like two for like the middle of like 3 segments. I'm planning for this one, but this one is like the idea of basically do like a thing. It's very old school Attitude Era stuff where he's literally like we cut to Christian, and Christian's basically backstage trying to fight, like the thing like running away, trying to open doors, they're locked. Trying to hide, trying to find somewhere to hide, right?
Mm.
And I mean, I could see like a really over the top, like a really goofy thing, but Eddie Guerrero put it off. Maybe do the idea where like he finds a room, right? So he finds a room, he goes in the room, he hides there, right?
Mm.
And then like he thinks, oh yeah, it's safe or something. And then all of a sudden, he thinks Eddie's there, someone's at the door, then. He doesn't, he kind of like thinks, oh my God, he's going to come in, then walks away. And then he goes, he thinks, thank God, Eddie's not there. Then he turns the light on. This might be weird, but I can see it in Attitude Era. He turns around, guess who's behind him?
Eddie Guerrero himself. I thought you were going to go somewhere different then. This is another option. It's in my head now, so I'm going to say it. I thought you were going to go with, obviously Christian locks himself in a room. Eddie knocks down the door with the pipe, and pokes his head through with a "Here's Eddie" type thing. I just thought that's where you were going there for some reason.
I mean, I could do that, but
it's cheesier for sure. But you're going with this horror sort of vibe, which is probably smart. Christian's selling the comedy. These two guys are very good at this. And that, you know what, it's working. We'll have another one of them late in the night. They play at 99 again. I'll be doing a lot more than sweating. That's for sure. Right, Molly Holly promo for 77. Fantastic promo. And she wants Trish to put her title shot on the line tonight.
Yeah, because obviously Molly Holly's, ever since she lost the title, ever since she lost the title early on the save, it's been a pretty bad stuff's happened to her. She's her groups. Her group's kind of gone from, she had a group, then it split up, and then she's got another group type things. Like, it's all gone to pot, basically. And basically, I like that Molly Holly's like, to Trish, like, thinking, like, she gets the first shot at Lita when she's had once. She's the champ, but Molly Holly hasn't had a title shot in ages. So she said, and she knows she can coast to Trish Stratus to kind of go, like, yeah, put your title shot on the line, and you can put a title shot on the line, and I know I can beat you, take that title shot, beat Lita, take my title back, that kind of stuff, and finally I can tell everyone, I've been saying for weeks, that I run this division, nobody else, and obviously like the idea that basically. Trish, of course, Trish would be happy with it because obviously she's confident in her abilities, and obviously
she's a fighting babyface. If you want to challenge her, she will accept.
Yeah, simple. That's the job. I like simple, but we just see what this match does. I'm kind of excited for it, mate, because if we can get anything up to a high 60, I'll be happy.
Let's see what it does. Trish and Molly for a 65. Pretty good. Very good actually.
Yeah. Especially there, was it Trish?
64 for Trish, 54 for Molly. So boosted. Good colour commentary from Paul Heyman helped. And what else boosted it? Hot crowd. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Trish gets the win. Satisfaction, you would think, and a pinfall victory. Trish and Lita will happen at Unforgiven. We believe.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe much twists and turns, but at this particular moment, the match is still on.
Yes, good stuff. Post-match?
Yeah.
We did keep this post-match segment. It would have made more sense with the Gail Kim Jacqueline stuff earlier in the night. However, it doesn't matter. Jacqueline and Molly Holly start to beat down Trish Stratus when the Face Brigade make the save, including the Women's Champion Lita, Gail Kim, and Jazz for 61.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, yeah, when you get asleep, was it? Unfortunately, Jazz obviously performed poorly, but that's fine. It's fine, so cool.
Still good for the women's division at this point. 61, very good.
Yeah, simple thing. Was just like, yeah. Was he two? Was it? So it's so. Ironically, the heels have got the disadvantage here, but yeah, it's kind of. I'm hoping it is, as you can probably guess, it's kind of like sets up a kind of tag match you're expecting where it's going to go, and obviously bring in the women's world title match in there as well to kind of put it all together. But yeah, simple thing. I just like that thing where it's like 2-on-1. And then was it Gail Kim helping it, and Jazz, come down type thing. And because obviously they don't like the two of Jacqueline and Molly Holly. Simple. I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple, beat down by the heels. Babyface come out for a save. Hopefully set up something late down the line.
Maybe it does. Finally, let's go backstage again because Christian and Eddie Guerrero will finish their saga for the night with a third 99 segment. That's 4 for the show so far. That's oh no.
Only got that 92 there by Punk and
90. Yeah, it's all down to the main event. If they can pull it off, you are in for something special potentially. But does Christian escape Eddie in the parking lot as it is describing that? I believe so.
Yeah, obviously. So we had the bit where obviously the thing in the room, and obviously the Eddie after him. But I like the idea. Basically, finally finds his way to the parking lot, and I like the idea. Maybe like Christian's going like, "Oh God, thank God!" Like he's like relieved. Like I'm outside, So Eddie, if anyone to attack me, couldn't get. I could see him coming. Like he's outside. But I like the idea that he's let's do something like he's sitting in a car, and he's like, oh, "Okay, cool." Like it's his car or something, and he's gonna open it up, but it's locked for some reason. He's like, "Why is this not working?" And maybe do a thing where Eddie's like hiding up behind the car, or a situation of like Eddie's on top of the car or something like that. So he looks up and he's like, "Oh God!" And it's just like he swings the lead pipe and he just misses it. Let's do like a spectacular thing where he smashes the window in of his own car, type thing, and then he kind of runs off Christian, but then. I like maybe for that fans way, but he's like Eddie tries to swing again, but Christian back gives him like a kick to a low blow or something.
Right.
And then he nicks it, and then he takes another car, gets out of there.
Away. Attitude style in a lot of ways. Christian and Eddie. Let's see what hijinks we've got for him next week on the Go Home Show for Unforgiven. Okay, there was going to be a Rikishi promo on Shelton Benjamin officially challenging Shelton to a match tonight. We had to cut that, so instead, look, we're going to announce that it is happening. We'll hype it early in the night. Rikishi with Edge in his corner against Shelton Benjamin with Charlie Haas in his corner. And he gets an 81. Wow, these two, an 81.
It doesn't seem like anything, wow. Like, I mean, with Shelton, I love the idea of Rikishi, but Shelton Benjamin getting a 79 there.
this is really good for these two. I thought you were looking at a 73 maybe.
Yeah.
Because, look, let's be honest, they're two guys that, like, Shelton's got a lot of upside to him, don't get me wrong, but they're not at, I wouldn't say they're at upper mid-card level right now. They're at mid-card level, right?
Yeah, that's
So, I mean, 81 is amazing. Shelton gets the win after a distraction from Charlie Hoss at ringside. All part of the bigger plan. That's why it only got about 7 minutes. Didn't need more than that. But a really good performance from Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of people obviously watching the save really do love Shelton Benjamin. So, and I've got huge plans for him. So, but yeah, it's Shelton. Yeah, I think it's yeah. I'm shocked. I thought that'd get a bit lower, but yeah, I mean, everything just seems to be hitting above what they normally do.
Well,
maybe it's the Madison Square Garden effect.
Maybe it may be. We've had a very good show so far tonight. Post match, by the way. We're going to see the Heyman guys continue their attack, this time on Rikishi and Edge, including CM Punk, by the way. He does come out to attack. But, of course, Chris Jericho is there to even up the odds for an 80-rated segment. If you smell what I'm cooking, I can smell a 6-man tag coming.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I got to be honest, though, this plan has changed a lot through the last couple of weeks. But I like this. I like it. I don't do them often, 6-man tags. I don't know why. I just think about them. I just don't like putting them on my shelves. But this sets up quite nicely. I think you got Rikishi, Jericho, Edge against the Extreme Alliance. It just feels right. So that sets up something really cool. But yeah, this is a simple one. It's obviously that's why we had it's set up earlier. That's why we had the Jericho CM Punk match earlier.
Yeah.
So a simple setup.
Not just for a classic, all-time classic at Madison Square Garden.
I mean, yeah, we had plans for that, but I was not expecting that to get an idea. I was not expecting it.
So you can clearly see huge tag team match will be coming. But let's focus now on the champion versus champion match. You've had a really good show, no doubt about it. But the main event is the clincher. If this fails, it brings the whole show down. If it succeeds, who knows? The sky is the limit. Before the match, both champions, we get a word with both to really hype it up for a 100.
It wouldn't be a show that has any hope without.
Worried. I am so worried. Yeah, this is. I'm assuming it's quite simple. Particularly, it's a bit golden era wrestling style, really, isn't it? Back to back promos, quick promos to hype up the main event. I
do use it. I do like using it sometimes when I'm trying to write these.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know. It's just like it just helps out better. You know, he talks back and forth. Well, I mean, if you really wanted to go old school, you can always do that thing where they put the screen, or do the thing where they put the little box in the corner.
Yeah, while they're doing their entrance, that's a good idea, actually.
I mean, I actually do miss that. It's actually just really cool because it cuts to it and it just builds it up. So actually, you know what? Yeah, for this one, I might do that because it just feels like it's a finish you use more because it's actually really cool. So yeah, so that kind of stuff. Obviously, with Kurt, he's talking about once again showing how good he is, why this is his show, and this is and again another message to RVD saying this is what is we're waiting you at Unforgiven, and obviously with Lance Storm talking about how he's going to show how a champion should act. And he kind of brings up Mark Henry saying, you better not get into my business because there's a super kick waiting for you.
Okay.
And for the idea that Lance Storm's got that confidence shows a lot. But yeah, because obviously we set up last week, obviously with what happened. So
it's a very confident Lance Storm. He should be. He's United States champion, but so talking about confidence is Kurt Angle as your world heavyweight champion. Champion versus champion, Madison Square Garden on what has been a very good Smackdown. Can it become an all-time classic? The main event gets an 86. Okay, it's good. It's good. To be honest, it is good. It could have been better. But of course, there was a DQ finish, which Stu will talk about in a second. I don't know if it's going to be quite enough to beat the 97. It may be. We'll find out. But Stu finished DQ. They got about 12 minutes. And they put on a really good main event.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest, to be idea that just you already got an 86, like the idea that you got a match between Kurt and Lance Storm, I got an 86. Like,
it's a really good TV main event without a finish as well. Yeah,
like a 90. Was it the main event yours one 19?
My main event was a 96. So there was
that would have been tough, really tough. I've rarely got that. I meant like when you've got.
I mean, I had a 10-man tag with all the star power as well. To be fair to you, so
I've to even get like to the idea. All your top stars in one match. Yeah. Very good idea. Very smart. But this one I put a DQ finish just because again, We've got to set up the Lance Storm Mark Henry match. Want to do that? So, and obviously Mark Henry got a super kick from Lance Storm last week. So obviously a man like Mark Henry's not going to appreciate that. So she's going to get involved. But yeah, it's a simple one. But yes,
I was going to say I quite like this in a way because this whole match is about how a champion should act. Who's the top champion? And Mark Henry's like, well, you want to see how a champion should act? Maybe I should be the champion. He gets himself right involved in the top storylines, and he's forcing himself to be the headline.
yeah. Well, to be fair, that's Mark Henry's MO most of his career, isn't it? When he was Hall of Fame, it's just like he gets involved that makes people notice him. He becomes the headline, the main eventer. But yes, this one sets up obviously DQ. Obviously, it's a beat down by obviously Mark Henry. Obviously, Kurt's not gonna take up an opportunity to beat down someone that he looks down upon. But obviously,
if Kurt does that, he's gonna have trouble because out comes his rival. He's one of a kind. He is Rob Van Dam for a 91 segment to end the show. And Van Dam saving Storm from the 2-on-1 attack. And the faces stand tall, hit their finishers. The fans go home happy at Madison Square Garden. Yeah,
and then simple one. Obviously, you got the super kick on obviously Mark Henry again. So obviously Mark Henry's not going to be happy about that. And obviously, I like the idea. Obviously, because we changed a bit with RVD. So I think the finish of him doing a 5-star frog splash on Kurt is very symbolism of that. But I like the final thing will basically be Mark Henry and Kurt Angle like on the floor outside just fuming after how dare you do this to us. And obviously you got Kurt, you have RVD and Lance Storm. Like I see that RVD lifts Lance Storm's hand and kind of do like a thing where they both recognize how good they are, type thing, and then ends the show like that.
Well, we are going to officially change a gimmick, by the way, here. Rob Van Dam, he needed tweaking, but we couldn't tweak it anymore. His gimmick is going to change from cool to a show stealer. It seems about right. Great gimmick. Perfect. Okay, let's see what the show gets then. Look, 97 is ridiculously hard to beat.
If I can get a 90...
I think you're looking at 94, 95. Let's see. Smackdown gets a 93, so a little bit lower than I thought to be, actually, but still very good.
Yeah, I mean, you said it would have been very tough to beat that because obviously when you've got that main event, it's going to be tough. It's pretty much a normal level we're on, like 93s, 92s, 94s, that kind of stuff usually are shows.
I think the show's better than that, to be honest. It just, if that main event gets 90, 92, I don't know, maybe you could have done it. You've had a really good show, but the 97 was always going to be hard to beat. That makes it 2-1 to Raw, but it's not over. Next week, go home shows. He may just claw the main event away from me, depending on how the Twitch chat vote goes as well. So let's see what happens next week, right, Stu?
Yeah, but I think I'm still happy with that show. I think that's gone very, very, very well. But if I was at Madison Square Garden watching that show, they've got Your War, my Smackdown, they'd be both very happy.
They've been treated. That is how it's done. Come on, 97. That is the best show of the save so far. It is an incredible show. The 10-man tag main event in our home. Oh, wrestling perfection. After last week, I needed that. It is 2-1 now to Monday Night Raw, which means we can seal the deal next week. And hopefully we do. And that would make Orton and Michaels a main event, which, as its match of the save so far at SummerSlam, let's see what they can do in the sequel. If you're excited for that, if you're excited for next week, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel down below, and I'll see you next Monday for more of the 04 War.